Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to the Coliseum here in Oakland, California, home of the 70 and 63 Athletics as they play host to their AL West foe, the first place Los Angeles Angels, who are sitting at 80 and 52 here in the 2018 campaign. The Halos lineup is as follows: left fielder Craig Gentry, followed by right fielder Calhoun, center fielder Mike Trout, first base Mitch Moreland, DH CJ Cron, third base Valbuena, shortstop Simmons, second base G. Vitella, and catching is Perez rounding things out. While on the mound for the A's is J.R. Newman, the 2016 first round pick, 9-9 with a 3.81 ERA in 26 games started here in 2018. And making his way to the plate to lead things off for the Angels is the former A in Craig Gentry. And here comes Newman's first pitch of the ballgame. In there for strike one, taken outside half changeup. Count runs 0-2 now to Gentry as Newman sets, turns, kicks, and fires the 0-2. And Gentry drives this one out to left field. Mason looks up and he watches that one fly. Craig Gentry with a solo shot right to start this game off on the third pitch of the game. And just like that, it's a 1-0 Angels lead off Craig Gentry's 6th bomb of the season. And now that'll bring up the right fielder and Cole Calhoun. First pitch to him from Newman. Taken outside half, fastball. Strike one. 2-1 count now. Newman sets and delivers. That's going to be swung on and popped up to shallow left field. Mason is camped under it. And he's there to put that one away for out number one. So the first out in the inning is Cole Calhoun. That brings up the center fielder, Mike Trout, the Millville Meteor, hitting .297 with 28 bombs on the year for the Angels. 1-0 count on him as here comes the pitch from Newman. As that's going to be popped out into deep right field, but not deep enough as that's a few steps in front of the warning track, and Davis is there to put that one away. And there's two down here in the top half of the first. As the American League leader in home runs and RBI, Mitch Moreland stands in the cleanup spot. First pitch from Newman. Taken. Misses the bottom half of the zone for ball one. Count runs 1-1. Newman turns, kicks, and fires. That's a ground ball into the shift, fielded by Solarte. Fires across the diamond, and that's caught over at first base by Ruff, as that is a third out of the inning, but not before Gentry strikes for one and make it a 1-0 Angels lead here halfway through one. Welcome back to the bottom half of the first inning as the A's lineup is center fielder Billy Burns, left field Monty Mason, third base Solarte, right field Chris Davis, first base Darren Ruff, DH Bautista, catching is Stephen Vogt, second base is Fernandez, and the shortstop is Eduardo Escobar. While on the mound for the Los Angeles Angels is the left-hander Tyler Skaggs, 12-7 with a 3.27 ERA. Like pretty much the entire Angels team, he's having a great season, and he'll start his day off against the struggling Billy Burns, who was recently called up from AAA Nashville as he was sent down earlier in the season. And Skaggs delivers the first pitch. And Burns swings on that one, pops it up to right center field. Trout is under it, and he puts that one away for out number one. So Burns is retired, one down, and that brings up Monty Mason, the left fielder, hitting .212 in his last 10 games, starting to hit a slump. As the left-handed Skaggs delivers. First pitch taken up and away for strike one. Count runs 1-2 now to Mason. Skaggs turns, kicks, and fires. As Mason drives this one at the right center field, Trout goes back, but he's basically in the same spot, and he retires that for out number two. So two down now, as that brings up a three-hitter in Jan Hervis Solarte, hitting .297 on the year for the Athletics. Digs in with an 0-2 count, as Skaggs, left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter, is swung on and popped up into center field. This will be 3 outs into center fielder Mike Trout put away. So that's 3 down. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Skaggs. So no hits for the A's, 1 for the Angels, and it's 1-0 Angels over the A's here at the end of 1. And here we are, the Coliseum, back in the bottom half of the 5th inning as Chris Davis digs in to face Tyler Skaggs, the right-handed bat of Chris Davis. First pitch from Skaggs, misses the outside half, taken for ball one. Count runs 1-1 now to Davis, as Skaggs turns and fires. That's a ground ball at the shortstop, fielded by Simmons, fires across the diamond, and Moreland's there to put that one away for the first out of the inning. So one down. As you can see, the Angels have the best ERA in the American League this year, as that is a big reason why this team is first place in the American League West with such a big lead. As here comes Darren Ruff to the plate. Swing to the first pitch. That's down the left field line. They'll get up against the wall as Gentry is in the corner to field that one. Gets it into the cutoff man quickly, and Ruff is going to have to dive back to first, and he is in there safe, just barely. Wasn't quick enough to get the second, and he almost got caught up at first, but luckily he gets back in time. So Ruff's now at first, as that brings up Jose Bautista. Swings to the 0-1, lined out to right field, and Calhoun's there to put it away for the second out of the inning. So Ruff holds up at first base, as that brings up the catcher in Stephen Vogt. First pitch to him. That's going to be swung on and pops up opposite way to left field. Gentry's camped under it, and he retires it for out number 3. So the Athletics strand one and Ruff at first base. After their first hit of the game here in the end of the 5th inning, it's 1-0 Angels over the Athletics. Welcome back to the top half of the 9th inning, as Arodys Vizcaíno was on the bump for the Athletics. Still down 1-0 in this game, as the first pitch to Gentry is fouled off for strike 1. So the 0-1 count to Gentry as Vizcaíno sets, works from the stretch. That's a ground ball at the shortstop, fielded by Escobar. Sets, fires over to first, and he beats it out. Gentry hustled down the bag. Escobar took his time, and that's going to be an error, or correction. They scored that a base hit on Gentry and not an error on Escobar, as the first pitch to Calhoun is in there for strike 1. 0-2 count now to Calhoun. Vizcaíno sets and delivers. And that's whiffed through the slider for out number 1. So 1 down, 1 on now, as that brings up the center fielder in Mike Trout. 1 for 3 so far in the day with a single back in the 4th. So Gentry on first. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be popped out into foul territory. Davis is not going to be able to get to that one as it lands near the bullpen. And it's now a 1-1 count to Mike Trout. Pitch from Vizcaíno. There goes Gentry. Throw down to second base is not in time, as Gentry goes and swipes second, gets himself into scoring position. And the count runs 1-2 now to Trout. Now the pitch from Vizcaíno is popped out into right field. Davis is there, puts that one away. But Gentry tags up from second to third easily. So Gentry's on third now with 2 outs, and that brings up the cleanup hitter in Mitch Moreland. Hitless on the day, currently at an 18-game hitting streak, leading the American League in home runs and RBI. And they walk him here. 3-1 count turns the 4-1 as he'll take his base, and now there's runners on the corners for the Angels. So runners on the corners, 2 outs for C.J. Cron, the DH. Righty-on-righty matchup here as the 1-2 count from Vizcaíno is on its way. And that's past Vogt at first base. It'll roll into right field. Gentry comes in to score, and the runners hold up at first and second, but the Angels take a 2-run lead now as it's 2-0 Angels, thanks to an RBI single from C.J. Cron. And now Alex Torres will come out of the bullpen for the Athletics to face the left-handed bat of Luis Valbuena, who's 0 for 3 on the day. 1-1 count. Torres sets at the neck. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be popped up towards the bullpen. Ruff gives chase. He's over in foul territory, leaps out, and he has it! Darren Ruff with the leaning catch puts that one away for out number 3, but not before the Angels strike for 1 to make their lead 2-0 here halfway through 9. Welcome back to the bottom half of the 9th inning as Steve Pearce will enter the ballgame as a pinch hitter against the left-handed Skaggs for the left-handed bat of Fernandez. As the second pitch, 1-1 count now to Pearce as that's taken for a ball. Skaggs sets and delivers. And Pearce clubs that one, reaches down, gets a hold of it, and that's going to be driven over the left center field fence. Steve Pearce trying everything he can to keep his team in the ballgame. A pinch hit solo shot for Steve Pearce makes it a 1-run ballgame after his 9th home run on the season. That baby went 412 feet, and that will knock Skaggs out of the game, so no complete game for him. And enter Aroldis Chapman, a sub-2 ERA and 42 saves on the year. Here comes the fireball. They're facing the newly acquired Eduardo Escobar through free agency. As the 1-2 pitch is popped up to the first baseman Moreland. He's camped under that one. And he dropped it! Mitch Moreland dropped it at first base, so Escobar is going to be on first. And the tying run is on first base here for the A's. As they'll pinch run, and Jared Dyson will be the runner on first as Billy Burns lays down a bunt with an 0-1 count. Dyson goes over to second. The throw to first gets Burns. So Dyson is in scoring position as the tying run at second base, as Burns sacrifices him over. And that brings up Monty Mason, who's 0 for 3 on the day. The right-handed Mason, left-handed Chapman. The pitch is swung on and popped up in foul territory. Moreland camped under it. He does not drop this one, as that's retired for out number 2. And the A's' chances are looking grim now. But their final hope is Yangervis Solarte, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Dyson on second. Chapman sets, delivers. First pitch swinging, that's popped up opposite way in right field. Calhoun is under it, and that is the ball game, as the Oakland Athletics drop this ball game to the AL West leading Los Angeles Angels by a score of 2-0, as they were shut out by Tyler Skaggs, who had a phenomenal day on the mound for this Halos ball club. The Angels improved to 81-52 and improve their lead in the AL West with this victory, and the Athletics dropped to 70-64. Obviously, Tyler Skaggs picks up player of the game honors. He went 8 innings, only gave up 2 hits, and only struck out 2. He had the ground ball and pop fly ball working all day long. The only really thing to mention for the A's at the plate was Steven Pierce's pinch hit home run to make it a 1-run ball game in the bottom half of the 9th. But Craig Gentry went 2 for 4 for the Angels. He had a home run in the top half of the first inning to lead off the ball game, and then C.J. Cron had an RBI single to drive in Craig Gentry to make it a 2-1 Angels win over the Athletics here in Oakland. As that being said, it's going to wrap things up for Athletics Baseball. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I'm saying goodbye.
All that shit, just let me go. Owers and tastemakers make us no chaser. Gets the blood flowing like a fucking pacemaker. Cut the middleman and inhale the vapors. Madman, old 10 Don Drapers. Cut the jukebox on, make the woofers blow. We gon' sit here until all them heifers go. Holler at the tens and spend a little dough. Not on them, no, they can buy their own drinks. Take that work week off, 5 days in the bucket. Fuck it, you got a boss who's a jerk who doesn't. Throw on some moves.